Hey guys, it's Summing Russia, and today we're going to be doing a replay sort of analysis of someone who sent a replay in to me. His name's Front Tank Man. He plays on the NA server, I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked up his stats or anything, but I've watched this replay a couple times. And I'm just going to be giving him advice as I sort of see things happen. I'm going to talk about what I usually like to do and why, and sort of the mistakes he made and why they were mistakes, and I'm just going to try to keep it. I'm not trying to insult you, I'm just trying to help you. So yeah, hopefully this video is helpful, and yeah, let's hop into it. So we are on the map Fisherman's Bay. It's a standard battle. Typically, when I'm on the map Fisherman's Bay, I really like to play here on either spawn. I like to go to these sort of E6, E7 blocks, because for you, what they'll allow you to do is you'll get early eyes on any heavies sort of going into the city, and if you look at the team lineups, you can see right away that they've got 3 heavy tanks, so it's incredibly likely that, you know, a 2 E100s and an IS-7 are going to go a city, because, you know, that's probably likely. So what you can do is you should probably be going up to here, trying to get early shots. You might also want to let your RD know that you're going up there to try to help you with that, because I know later in the game those E100s and the IS-7s did become a problem. So yeah, let's go up here. So yeah, looking at the team lineup for you, they've got those 3 heavy tank advantages. Obviously, you guys don't really have any advantages to use. Like, I can't really say armor is a huge strength in this game because it allows you to push sides. You don't really have that. I mean, Tiger 2s and IS-3s aren't really going to do anything. So I think it's a good idea just to sort of play reactively for the first bit of the map. Once you see something happening, then you make your decisions. So that's sort of what I would recommend for now. You're probably in an okay spot. I mean, here you can't get early shots in the E100, and you can't really spot anyone going city. So that's sort of problematic. But however, you know, being in this spot, now you know, but once you're in the spot, I think you work it fairly well. I mean, you get shots into this Yag Panther. It's sort of risky, so what you're doing right now is the second you get spotted, Artie is going to be pre-aiming in this general area. So, I mean, you're really open to Artie right now. Also, you know, they've got an E50 down somewhere, you know, over here in this area. I would expect that E50 to try to get shots as soon as on you as soon as you get spotted. You're going to be spotted now. You put shots into this M41. And we do see that E50 pop up. However, you back up. That's a good play. You put one into him. And I would be running around for Artie, like really running around right now. However, you're fine. You put another shot into him because the E50 lets you, which is great. That sort of tells you he's a not so great player. That's sort of what, like, it's not incredibly important. That's just what I'm noticing right off the bat. You can see that Artie shell did come at you, so, you know... That was quite lucky. That could have severely ended your game right there. Alright, so I'm going to pause it. Right now, just now, we noticed that there's 2 E100s who have pushed up the city. So that's a problem because you've got a mouse who isn't even in the city yet. You've also got a 5100, I believe, who's way too aggressive. So this 5100 is probably going to die right off the bat. Another thing to expect is with these 2 E100s, they're in a platoon, right? So you can probably expect their IS-7 to be with them. So right now... once you see this, you know they've got 3 people pushing the city, or you're fairly sure. I mean, these guys are quite aggressive, so you know they're pushing the city, and you can assume that they're a coordinated platoon because of how aggressive they're playing. So, yeah, I would notice that, and once you notice that, you need to start thinking of things to do to try to win the battle. So, what's going to happen is you can't stop these guys. There's very little you can do right now to stop that. So, what you should be trying to do, is I would suggest pushing the 1-2 line, or work on taking the middle as quickly as possible. However, it's sort of difficult to take the middle without the B2 corner sort of 1, because these guys will get shots on you as you try to take it. So what I try to do is I would, once I notice this push, I would try to double back and push up the 1 line. Ask for help with this Leopard, this Foch, the IS-8, and the Tiger 2s to help you and push this side of the map. However, you don't do it. I don't want to say damage farming, but this is somewhat damage farming. You probably weren't aware of this, but you're sort of just damage farming the E50 and the M41. I mean, they're not incredible threats to you, and they're not in very good positions themselves, so killing them isn't really important because they're not doing anything. As well, they're one-shots, so they can't do anything for the rest of the game, for most of the rest of the game anyway. So, yeah, right now, we notice that there's a IS-3 who has pushed up all the way. You should probably try to work on getting this guy out of the fight because he's going to light up your teammates. That's what I would do in this position right now. Or, like from your position, since you haven't decided to push the 1-2, you might want to try to defend the base. However, you need to win your team some map, because what's going to happen is these guys are going to push you around. And once these guys have pushed through the city, this entire field, you can't stay here. They're just going to get shots on you. And basically what happens. You have to start falling back. And it sort of isolates you to a very small section of the map. So you need to win yourself some map to work with. As a medium tank, you benefit from vision games and mobility fights. And you can't really do that when you're isolated in a small section of the map. So what's going to happen is these guys are going to push through. You're going to be forced to back up. And that's when it would be really, really helpful to win this A2 and then work on winning the middles. So that's going to happen. And it does happening, and that's, in my opinion, sort of what loses the battle. This battle was lost really, really early on. However, you did fight really, really well throughout the game. So you're moving up. It looks like you're trying to get this M41 and this E50 out of the fight. However, not too aggressively. You get lit here, I believe. Yep, you're spotted, and you turn around. You put a shot into this IS3, which is good. He's out of the fight. And now we're noticing that these two Tigers look like they're going to start pushing up. So they're probably going to spot people, maybe in this B2 corner. I don't know if the Ferdinand's lit yet. Let's check. Ferdinand isn't lit, and he has got a kill, so you can sort of assume he's might be in this corner, I guess. So you might want to prepare to get shots on him. You also, if you move up, you might be able to one-shot this E50 and the M41. So those are just some thoughts. And you do that. I mean, you try to get shots on this Panther. However, I don't think you're being aggressive. I mean, you're really indecisive. No offense. But your playing is super indecisive. Like, you're not winning yourself anything. You're just doing nothing right now. Sorry for that whistle. That was just my teeth. So you've sort of flexed back to kill this E50. And right there, that shot. When you're shooting at an E50, you don't actually need to shoot its commander's hatch, especially if you're in a tier 10 medium. And the reason for that is the cheeks of the E50. The cheeks of the E50's turret are super, super weak. You can pen them with APCR, no problem. So don't aim for the commander's hatch, aim for the cheeks. Right now we notice a problem. There's two E100s and an IS-7 to your side. So as you can see, the second you're here, I mean, the second they're here and you're lit, you know, there's three people shooting at you. So you're going to have to back up, and that's sort of where the game goes out of hand, and they've really, really won it here, as you can see. I mean, you've got slide shots on these guys. I think it's okay that you're taking them. I don't think there's anything against that. However, you still would be better trying to win. Okay, so what we're noticing now is that Tiger and IS-8 are pushing this side, so you can pretty much say that they've won this flank. You should still be working on supporting them and winning the middle, because now that these guys have decided to push, they're giving you map control. So they're trying to, well, they're not trying to do this. They don't know what they're doing. But basically, their moving up gives you opportunities to use your strengths. So what you want to do is you want to take maybe a hit or two, kill this E50, kill this M41, kill this 430. And from there, you have the middle of the map. And what can you do from the middle of the map? Well, you can support this A2, A1 push. You can tell the Tiger to get on cap. You can tell the IS-8 to get on cap. There's also going to be like a Yag Tiger 8.8 or something that comes up here. You would have had side shots on him from the middle. And you also would have had side shots on this E100. So the middle is actually really, really important. And it would have been super advantageous if you had just been a bit more aggressive. So, yeah, right now you're just falling back. You're putting shots into this E100. You're hull down, which is good. I like that. Put one into his engine, which is very useful. Put a shot into that E100. I like how you're sort of being safe. However, I think you should have just ran sooner. That's my opinion. I don't like that shot on the move. Okay, so right now what's happened is these guys have stopped shooting at you. You can assume you're not really lit. I mean, this guy over here won't have spotted you. So shooting at this IS-7, he's 374 meters away. That's going to totally negate any camo that you have. So I think that shot was a bit dangerous and risky because it wasn't really going to pen anyways. I mean, you're shooting at an angled side of an IS-7. It's not really going to pen. And it does sort of get you. I don't know if that shot got you lit, but you ended up getting lit anyways. So, in my opinion, that's a mistake. You're falling back here. I think that's okay. you still should be trying to win the middle. That's what I'd be trying to do. Right now we can see this Yag Tiger 88. This Yag Tiger kills the IS-8 or something like that. So being in the middle would have helped you save this IS-8. That would have been potentially useful end game as well. You put a shot into that IS-7, which I think is really nice. You actually have better knowledge of penning IS-7s than I do. Your kill shot, next shot or something, the kill shot was insane. I had no clue you could do that. So you shoot for the left cheek here. That's amazing. You penned with APCR2. That's just an awesome shot. So, yeah, right now, what we're noticing right now is you have nowhere you can go. I mean, potentially, you should be doing this. You should be trying to push this 1-2 line and trying to secure your flanks, but you don't. And what that ends up happening is you only own that much of the map. You only really own from K1 to E2. And, you know, as a medium tank, that doesn't really allow you to use your strengths. So, in my opinion, that's somewhat of just a mistake. It's not a stupid play, it's just a mistake. You go for this E50, I think it's good. That's a good decision. You should try to kill him. You sort of snapshot here. Good snapshot. Your ping sort of may have made you miss that. I'm not really sure. I would be shooting gold by now, by the way. I think you should shoot gold for this 8.8, simply because that's a 50-50 pen. I think shooting gold there would have been a lot beneficial. Right now, you notice this E50 is all alone, so what you should be doing is you should be moving up to kill him as soon as possible. Or, you should be going around like this, and trying to get into the city. So what I think is go around, go up at D1-ish area, and get into here, because from this pocket you have side shots on the E50, as well as there's going to be an IS-8 that appears, and you would have had side shots on him, so that would have been useful. So you put a shot into his mantlet there, you load gold for your next shell. That's a mistake, you really don't need gold for that. As well, gold is going to reduce your chances of penning, because if you're shooting at his commander's hatch or something, gold has 0 normalization, so it's probably going to reduce your chances of penning, to be honest. So that's just a small mistake. It's not incredibly, you know, terrible. My voice is hoarse. I'm going to come back in a sec. Alrighty, so I'm back. I just took a quick drink. My voice should be better. So what we're noticing now is we see that there is this IS-8 who had come up here. What you could have been able to do, I mean, from this position, you're somewhat hull down. I would have tried to, if you use this IS-3 to get hull down, it's going to be very difficult for this IS-8 to put shots into you. So what I think you can do is you can turn your tank back, put your front hull against the side of this tank, and just get hull down behind this IS-3, back up to elevate your tank so you can shoot over him. That's just a thought, but you're good right now. You're pretty good. You put a shot into him, you back up, you run away. So that's really, really risky. Even though he has a very long aim time, that's a risky move because he may have put one into you right there. You start shooting APCR. It's a good thought, but it's not a really big deal. You notice E100s here, you put one into him, great. I would start shooting heat right now. Simply because that's sort of important. You put one into his lower glacis, which is perfect. Leopard gets the kill. Now you're going to try to focus down this T-32, and, you know, the game is lost. There's nothing you can do. So, yeah, I guess that was a good shot there. I really liked how you aimed for the tracks. That was pretty perfect. You missed, but, you know, it's fine. It was a good intent. You'll just get better at that through practice. You're starting to run out of ammo here. Looks like the IS-8 hit you in the side, and as you can see, this is the problem when you own... How do I zoom out? There you go. This is the problem when you own no map. You're flanked. There is nothing you can do. You're a one-shot, this Leopard's a two-shot. There's nothing you can do right now. So this is why I was thinking you should be winning as much of the map as possible. Because, you know, if you're in the middle and you had 4 more teammates right now, this game would have been quite a win. The major problem in this game was... okay, well, the first step to losing this, in, like, my opinion, I'm not trying to insult you or anything, but in my opinion, the first step was not spotting these E100s and the IS-7 when they went into the city. If you had done 600 damage, this T-32 might be dead. They may not have been as aggressive, you know. That could have very easily changed the outcome of the game. 600 damage plus artillery shells, that may have done something. Second mistake was once you noticed these guys pushing through, you didn't work on pushing the side of the map that you could win. So the reason that's a problem is because in the end, you weren't able to win the middle. Once you couldn't win the middle, you weren't able just to pour side shots into these guys. So that's sort of an opinion there. And those side shots could have won you the game. I mean, if this E50 was out of the game, you also would have gotten the 430 version 2 out of the game, as well as the M41 a lot faster out of the game. And that would have, even if you were like a 2-shot after killing those 3 tanks, a 2-shot who isn't spotted, because you'd be in the middle, you wouldn't be seen. If you weren't spotted while you're in the middle, I mean, they're not going to do anything. So, you know, that's my opinion. My opinion was, to have won this, probably would have wanted to spot the heavy tanks here. Once you notice they're pushing, you want to push this side. Once you've won this side, you want to play the middle. Win the middle as safely as possible, save your hit points. Once the middle is won, you can just farm damage off these E100s and the ISMs pushing. So yeah. Basically, the fact that you owned so little maps sort of screwed you over. So yeah, hopefully this sort of review analysis thing was helpful. If you want to see more, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button as well. If you guys have any things you want me to analyze or help you with, like replay-wise, feel free to give me a link in the comments below. I'll choose one, and I'll just go over it. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. I hope to see you around. Later, guys. Bye-bye.